I'd like to speak again to the legislators in the state of West Virginia. There's a famous study, my teachers all through school quoted it. My teachers at both my first undergrads really like to quote it. It was about rats and cocaine. It seems that rats were put in a cage with a little bar they could hit and get cocaine, and left there, a stunning number of the rats would just press that bar till they died. And that hit a lot of people. You get around drugs, you're going to get messed up. Anyone who gets around drugs is going to get messed up, and it's going to ruin their life. But not too long back, a different study was done. It replicated the conditions of the earlier study with a little button the rat could push to get cocaine, except there were multiple rats. And instead of being a little tiny cage, just bigger than the rats were put in enormous cages. They could crawl around, find little tunnels, play with toys, explore, and see other rats. And the rate of overdose went off a cliff. You see, when the rats have something to do, a sense of purpose in life, they're able to behave like rats, because rats aren't something that's supposed to be locked up in a cage naturally. When they're able to behave like rats, they don't have the drug problem. However, here in West Virginia, we have an incredible drug problem, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The national suicide rate is scaring a lot of people. Since 1999, it's gone up 24% to 13 suicides per 100,000 people. This shocks a lot of health officials. This shocks people who care. This shocks people who want to deny that self-harm is ever an answer. But here in Mercer County, here where I live in Bluefield, the suicide rate is over 30 per 100,000. The rest of the country is seeing a massive increase that's up to less than half what we have here. And I'm willing to bet that we're rats stuck in a cage. We have no place to play, no other rats to play with, no toys, no tunnels to explore. We're the first state ever with less than half of our citizens, 18 to 65, working. I don't think this is the people's fault. I really don't. I think the problem comes down two ways: coal and you legislators who ignore the problems. Everywhere I go, I see, I support coal or friend of coal. I've even gone up into McDowell County while working for the census and seen carbon-free coal. I'd love for somebody to explain to me what carbon-free coal is. Maybe we'll start with carbon-free diamonds next time. But here's the point. Unless you give some tunnels to crawl in, unless you get some friendly rats that we can interact with, unless we get some toys, the people of this state are going to continue to kill themselves off and overdose at rates that are hard to imagine. You're killing people. You are killing people by ignoring their problems. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. The same problems are going on here that were going on 20 years ago, and 40 years ago, and 60 years ago. The biggest cities in West Virginia are smaller than they were in 1935. Do you think that's from incredible governance? Are you going to lay that off on all of us? I can't find a job. My college degree and I have over 10,000 resumes out and can't find anything to do. If I come to overdose or self-harm, I think that's largely on me. I think it's all on me. But trust me, anyone in this county who overdoses, anybody in this county who kills themselves, I think there's a pretty high percentage that rests on you too. This can't all be some incredible streak of the genetic bouillabaisse of southern West Virginia causing people to have incredible mental illness. It's because our legislators over the past 70 years have created an environment that's not about people. It's about coal. Well, I'd like you to go look it up, because now the most common job in West Virginia is elementary school teacher. I'd like to push for every one of our legislators to put on his bumper, friend of elementary school. I support elementary school. Bring back elementary schools. Because otherwise, you're just propagating a continuation of an environment that causes twice the level of suicides that we see nationally, and over twice the level of overdoses we see nationally. So tell me, do you think the people of West Virginia are defective, or do you think our legislators have failed us? I think it's the latter. I'd like to hear back from you.